we're going to be talking about topics relative to personal development that you have given us. A survey has shown what you're interested in. And we have here some professionals who will be answering those questions. There'll be time for you to ask questions additionally, too, after each segment. To get us started, I would like to turn to Oliver Wendell Holmes, who wrote something that is just so apropos. Make it happen. He says, greatness is not where we stand, but in what direction we are moving. We must sail sometimes with the wind and sometimes against it, but sail we must, and not drift, nor lie at anchor. So that said, I'm going to turn to our panelists and ask them to introduce themselves to you and tell you how they got to the jobs that they now have today. Candice, will you begin?
Sure. My name is Candice Anderson. I'm the Director of Human Resources for the Television Division in Scripps. And actually, I got my start, or I went to school rather, for journalism. My degree is in media arts. My minor is journalism. And when I went to college, I thought, gosh, you know what? My passion is helping people. And the way that I want to do that is through journalism. So I graduated, and understandably, you know, I knew what the deal was. You have to go to a really small market to get your start. So I went to Globe, Arizona, which I'm not even quite sure registers. But it was in radio, and I was a radio anchor. And it was, I guess, fun in a way. But really what I learned about myself was I did not enjoy being in the spotlight. What I enjoyed was helping people, and I found that I was doing that less and less. So I decided it wasn't the right fit for me, and I moved back to Phoenix because that's where my family was living at the time. And I said, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? And I got an internship. Now, it's not so easy to get an internship after you graduate college, especially in media. And I knew my passion was still in media. I couldn't imagine working in any other industry. So I took the initiative and went to a community college and picked up an internship course. From there, I went back into media, into radio, but I interned in several different departments to really find out what was the right fit for me. And by doing so and raising my hand and volunteering for different things, I actually fell into human resources. One day they approached me and they said, gosh, you know what, we have this opening in HR. We have no idea what it's going to look like, but what we do know is you're really good with people and we're willing to train you. And so I've been in HR now for 15 years. I've been with Scripps for 10, and I think I found my niche. It served me well.
My name is Danita Harris, and I'm an anchor at WEWS in Cleveland, Ohio. I anchor the 6 and 11 o'clock newscast. I started out just always thinking that news anchors were so intelligent as a little girl because I thought they memorized all those stories. And I said, wow, that would be great to be an anchor one day. But I went to college. I loved to write. Writing was just a release for me. I loved to write stories. So I majored in journalism, but I thought I was going to be a print journalist. So I went to the University of Maryland in College Park. My first year, I was a print journalism major, wrote for 2 newspapers, and after the first year, I kind of said, I just can't see myself doing this for the rest of my life. I need something a little more exciting. So I switched to broadcast, where I got a chance to work at the radio station, and that kind of really fit me. I like this. And then I had my television segment in my senior year, and I said, this is great. I'll be a television producer. And I wanted to learn how to produce all types of television shows, news, sports, talk shows, entertainment, you name it. I was going to be that producer. All along, really wanting to get in front of that camera, but just suffered from so much low self-esteem because I used to look at television. I didn't see a lot of people that looked like me, and I would compare myself to other women and see what other women look like, and they didn't look like me. So I said, you know, I just convinced myself to kind of be around the target, but I said I could never be the bullseye, so to speak. So I graduated from the University of Maryland. I got a job at BET. I started out as a production assistant working on a talk show called Our Voices, and a lot of people think of BET. You say, oh, you see so many celebrities and they think it's glamorous. I didn't start out in a glamorous life. Being a production assistant, I was washing out the coffee mugs from the talk show every night, basically busting suds. But I was okay with that because I was doing something that I loved and I was in the arena that I was passionate about. And I knew that I was going to work my way up to be the best producer that I could be. Being the best producer required me to take initiative. It required me to go to producers of shows and shadow them and ask, can I do anything to help them so that I could learn. After doing that for 6 years, I said, well, you know, this just isn't doing it for me anymore. I became a producer, and I would see at the end of BET shows produced by Danita Harris. And I said, I want something more. So you know what? I said, I really want to try this reporter thing. And as soon as I came to that, opportunity came for me to become a reporter. And I was producing a show called Screen Scene, which is just like a version of Entertainment Tonight. They were looking for a reporter that was based in Washington, D.C., but could fly to New York and different places to cover Grammys and daytime Emmys and things of that nature. And I remember they wanted someone with 5 years experience in front of the camera, and I had 0 because I had been producing for so long. But I didn't let that stop me because I said, you know what? I don't want to live a life of a woulda, coulda, shoulda. And nothing in life beats a failure but a try. You have to try. And no one can tell you that you didn't do it if you didn't step out there and try. I had nothing to lose because I still had my producer job. So I took my Easter suit, my drugstore makeup that I have on today, and I took my script and I had to do my audition, and I'll tell you what it looked like. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Screen Scene. My name is Danita Harris. Denzel Washington is starring in a new movie with Spike Lee, Malcolm X. And now we are, you know, the camera turn. You have to do the camera turn. And I was like, you know, technically, I knew I wasn't the best, but I had a tape in my hand. And I said, you know what? I tried. And I have on tape me sitting in front of a camera, the young girl who was so terrified to get in front of a camera because she thought she wasn't cute enough and the right skin tone and the hair and all of that. And as luck would have it, 30 days later, they told me I had the job. And that's how I started out. In 1995, I became a reporter. And then I left BET. They decided to cancel their original programming, and my parents had moved to Cleveland. And I went to WEWS, and I started working on the Morning Exchange, which was the precursor to Good Morning America. By the way, it's based on the Morning Exchange. I stayed there for 2 years. I left, went to WJLA in Washington, D.C. I anchored on weekends and did reporting during the week. And I loved Cleveland so much that I had to go back, and I became a full-time anchor, anchoring the mornings and noon, working 4 a.m. to 1 p.m., hello, waking up at 2:30 in the morning. And then I was promoted to the 6 and then eventually the main anchor position at 6 and 11. I love television because television connects me to people, and I love people. I love telling their stories. I love learning from people. I learn something each and every day, and that's why I'm here today, and I was so excited to come and meet all of you because I want you to pick our brains, and trust me, we'll pick yours when this is over.